Do you really need $1 million to retire? If you've been following the traditional financial advice, that magic number gets thrown around a lot. But I'm here to tell you I retired at 58 without hitting the $1 million nest egg. And yes, life is good. Today I want to share my story, not as a blueprint or proof that retirement isn't just about numbers in the bank. It's about planning, timing, lifestyle choices, and let's be honest, a little bit of luck. So, how did I do it? Let's start with the foundation of my retirement journey. I'm lucky to have a solid pension, and I recognize that. But it's not the kind of pension that makes people gasp in envy. It's reliable. My plan is to continue to let it grow until I'm 65 before I start withdrawing from it. So for now, I'm just watching it grow. I remember the day that I first ran my numbers for early retirement. I realized that my pension plus CPP and OAS combined with my TFSAs and savings and such would easily cover my lifestyle plus some. That moment was huge for me. It made early retirement feel possible, not just a dream. So if you have a pension, really understand it. Know the payout options, survivor benefits, and how it interacts with government benefits. Remember, knowledge is power. The second piece of the puzzle is CPP and OAS. Like my pension, I won't be collecting that until I'm 65. But when I do, I'm thinking they'll add about $1,500 a month to my income. Many people overlook these benefits and think they're too little, but they really matter. They're part of the safety net that lets you plan your lifestyle confidently. I used to joke with my husband, when we start getting CPP and OAS, we're basically going to be rich. Of course, it's not the mansion in the Bahamas rich, but it's enough to supplement our other income. And it also gives us a peace of mind. Now, we're not millionaire savers, no fire for us, but we did save consistently in RSPs, TFSAs, and yes, we invested in registered education savings plans for our kids. Thinking back, I realized planning for our children's education early relieved a huge mental load for us. When I retired, our kids are still in university. So having education funds were good because we weren't suddenly hit with tuition bills. That kind of freedom is priceless. We also had regular savings and small investments. Nothing flashy, just a solid habit of putting money aside whenever we could. Those little contributions over time add up, and they gave us so many more options. One of the smartest moves we made was downsizing our home. We sold our larger house and bought a smaller one, more manageable one that is completely mortgage-free. I can't tell you how freeing it is to wake up each morning knowing we don't owe the bank a single cent. Less space, less upkeep, less stress, less everything, but way more freedom. Even small changes in your living situation can have a huge impact. Downsizing isn't about sacrifice, it's about creating breathing room in your life. I'll never forget moving day. As we were carrying out the boxes from our old house, it felt lighter. Not just physically, but emotionally. I realized we didn't need a huge house to be happy. That feeling, that's early retirement happiness. Now here's where a bit of luck came in for us. Over the years, we had invested in a rental property and owned a summer cottage. We bought when prices were low, and eventually the market took off. Selling at the right time added up substantial cushion to our finances. Was it all skill? Not entirely. But we were ready to act when the opportunity knocked. You don't need to be a real estate mogul, but knowing your market and acting wisely can really pay off. I remember when we sold our cottage, I checked the final number and literally gasped. The equity we had gained, enough to give us options we had never even imagined before. It felt like we had won the lottery. Early retirement isn't about perfect planning or perfect luck. It's an intersection of both. Planning came in the form of pension savings, RSPs, TFSAs, RESPs, and downsizing. Luck showed up in real estate timing, market cycles, and life circumstances. I often tell people, don't wait for luck, but don't ignore it when it comes either. Be prepared to act when the opportunities arise. That's how to maximize both planning and chance. Retirement isn't just about money. It's about a lifestyle. We weren't living extravagantly before retirement. We had manageable lifestyle, controlled expenses, and were intentional about what mattered to us. We weren't the keep up with the Jones kind of family, but we traveled extensively. Our kids were involved with extracurricular activities. We really weren't lacking, and neither were they. That mindset made retiring without $1 million way more feasible for us. So what can you take away from my story? A reliable base income is key. Pension, CPP, OAS. Debt-free living is liberating. Mortgage-free is ideal. Small, consistent savings matter way more than a massive windfall. Planning for family expenses early creates flexibility. Real estate or investment opportunities can help, but be ready and willing to act. You don't need $1 million to retire. You need awareness, preparation, and the courage to make choices that align with your life. If you're thinking, I could never retire because I don't have $1 million, I hope my story gives you a little bit of hope. Retirement isn't just a number. It's about choices, lifestyle, and planning. If this video inspired you in any way, hit that like button, subscribe to Reinventing Me at 60, and share in the comments, what's your retirement dream? And what are the steps that you're taking to get there? And before you go, check out this video, The Lies You're Told About Needing $1 million to Retire. Thanks for hanging out with me. Catch you on the next one.